Hello and welcome to our video today. Here we are in Washington DC. What are we doing today? We are driving around. We want to show you the way from Washington DC and how you actually get into the state of Virginia. As you can see, we are now driving on this byway as we approach this road called South Capitol Street, and that's how they drive around here. So let's just listen in and drive with me. I know it's a bit noisy, but let's go together so that you see how people drive around here. Okay? We'll see you later. Right, so we are on the highway here. We are slowing down so we can have a chat, brief chat. So maybe I'll start by an explanation of what Washington DC's DMV area. Not Washington DC, but DMV area is an area that actually is shared by two states. One state is called Virginia and the other one is Maryland, and they are the ones that contributed Washington DC, part of it Virginia, and the other one Maryland. But when you hear somebody say that they are in Washington DC, chances are a good percentage of the chances is that they probably do not live in the city of Washington DC. Why? Because the city of Washington DC is geographically a very small area, and most people live outside Washington DC. You just cross the river. I think it's in the southeast, I guess. Southeast. Southwest, I'm not sure. You cross the big river called Potomac and you're inside Washington, you're inside Virginia. And on the other side, I don't think you really cross any river, but pretty close to Washington DC, and actually quite a big chunk of what Washington DC was carved out of Maryland, more than Virginia. I have to confirm that. I would have to check, but I think that's the case. So a big chunk of Washington DC was carved out of Virginia, out of Maryland. So I was trying to explain why it is that not very many people, comparatively speaking, actually live inside Washington DC, because first of all it's small. There's more space in Virginia and Maryland, so you find that a pretty good percentage of these people commute to Washington DC to work and go back home. Okay, so we are now heading towards Virginia, which means that we are going to be crossing a river, one of the biggest rivers in the region, called Potomac. And Potomac River is also quite a landmark, so to speak, when it comes to when you talk about Washington DC, you are also almost always talking about Potomac River, one of the rivers that even the founding father of the United States, George Washington, who was the first president, used to cross Potomac River to go home to a place called Mount Vernon, not very far from where we are. But anyway, that's a story for another day. For those people who like history, I think I'll do a video about George Washington and his escapades when he lived around here, and probably will even take a tour of his home in Mount Vernon, not very far, as I said, from where I am. But for now, just enjoy the view and the drive as we head out of Washington DC, going towards Virginia. Enjoy. Another picture might not be very good, and the reason is that the sun is actually facing us, which for people who know the basics of photography, you do not get a very good picture when the sun is facing the camera. Nonetheless, I'm sure you can see ahead of us is a lot of traffic building up, because it's exactly 3:06 p.m., which obviously means that people are getting out of town, as in leaving town to go to their homes. Most of them, not all of them. Some of these people could also be going to work. They could also be going for other business, not necessarily going home, because nobody told us that everybody who works here works during the day and leaves in the afternoon. So people may be going about their business, but I can almost bet that a good percentage of them are going home after a long day at work. Okay? So that's what's cutting. And I can hear there's a helicopter hovering above us. I think you can also hear that helicopter. Hovering above us. And because the sun is actually just facing us, and I don't want to torture you with pictures that are not very nice or very good and clear, I think I'll end this video right here. Now, consider to subscribe, like, share, and even comment on this video so that we get to talk, and also you don't miss on the very good stuff that we post on this channel. Okay, so consider subscribing, liking, sharing, and even hitting the notification box so that you get to see the videos that we put up on this channel. All right, so let me thank you very much for watching as we head towards Virginia. We are almost crossing the bridge that I told you about, the river that I told you about. The river is called Potomac, a major river that is almost synonymous with the Washington DC. Of course, it's a river, and that means that it's not only in Washington DC, but for some reason the river gets wider and wider as it approaches Washington DC, and when it gets to Washington DC, it gets even wider, very wide. In fact, just because I talked about that, let's do this. I'm not gonna end that video there. Give it a few more minutes because we are about to get to the river that I was talking about. So if you give us a minute, actually we can try to turn this camera, see if we can see a bit of that river. Yep, right there is the river, but we're gonna see the bridge very well in the next few minutes because we are going to be driving across River Potomac. So that's why I said we are not going to end the video until we see that bridge, and so that you can have an idea. If you haven't been around here, if you haven't visited, you will have an idea of what kind of river I have been going on and on about. Okay, so in a few minutes we will be there. For now, enjoy the drive. Enjoy the drive. Although it looks like we are stuck here in traffic as these people try to exit towards Richmond Highway, towards Richmond. Camera almost fell, but we are almost there. Worry not. Very soon we're gonna be looking at that bridge, and then we are gonna end the video there. We try not to make very long videos so that it gives you or the viewer an opportunity to watch the next video, the next and the next, because if we publish very long videos, sometimes people get tired and they leave before the videos are over. We want our viewers to watch all the videos from the beginning to the end, and I think that's the way to go. All right, guys, This is the bridge I was talking about. It's called a Drawbridge. Right now we are on the bridge crossing River Potomac, and it's a drawbridge ahead, and it's called a drawbridge because it's drawn up when there's a vessel that is passing, like a ship. And the bridge is quite long because, as I told you, it is crossing a very, very, very huge river named Potomac. Okay? So there we are almost crossing over now. And if you look ahead, you will see welcome to Virginia. Virginia is for lovers. That means we are officially in Virginia. That marks the end of our video. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification button, and comment below so that we know what kind of videos you would like us to be sharing on this channel. What kind of videos do you like watching? Okay, comment below. But for now, we say bye bye. See you in the next one.